Hi wonderful people, welcome to my tutorial for today, and I'm excited to be here. Very excited. Yeah, thank you for being here. I hope you are doing well, by the way. Okay, how are you? How are you really? I missed all of you. Sorry I am not consistent. I wish I could be, because it's money that is involved, but I'm trying. I'm really trying. Thank you for being here and welcome once again. So today we are going to be making this very outfit I'm wearing. Some people requested for it, and that's why I wore it, so that we will make it. Alright, I have here 2 yards of this chiffon fabric. That's what I'll be using. It's still the same process, whether you have Ankara or you have your chiffon, it's the same process. Okay, so I have 2 yards of this. I'm going to be using lining for it. Excuse me. Yeah, so I have a lining that is similar in texture with the chiffon fabric, okay, so that when you add it, this one does not become very stiff. Okay, so if you are using your chiffon that needs lining anyway, there are some that don't need lining. Some chiffon are quite heavy. Okay, so if you have the heavy ones, you don't need the lining, but if you have the light one like the one I have here, you need a lining to do some cover up. Okay, thank you for subscribing, and if you are new, don't forget to subscribe. This is the Needle Woman, and you will not regret subscribing and watching my videos. I trust you to learn something new with each videos. Okay, lest I forget, thank you so much for all your birthday wishes to my girl. I really appreciate all of that, and may the Lord bless you immensely. Okay, so quickly we'll get started. Alright, so the measurements we are going to be needing are, I'll have to explain it before I go to the table. The full length, okay, the full length. I don't want this video to be dark. Okay, the full length, that is from here down to the desired length, that is one. Then you have your pit to pit, that is your armpit to armpit. You see, this one came a little bit close. Yours can actually start from here to here. It depends on what you want. Okay, so but for this new one I'm making, I will use pit to pit of 12 inches. Okay, you see it, so that even if I'm using a bra, this strap will be able to cover the bra to an extent. Okay, but yours can actually start from your one armhole to the other armhole. Okay, but you see this one is about 9.5 inches. Okay, then you have the measurement of the strap, that is this one. We'll talk about it, but for you to just follow, since I already made this one, we can just take the measurement of this and see how many we have. I think it's about 13 inches. Sorry, I have to check the mirror. Okay, yeah, you see it, it's about 13 inches. I hope you see it. Okay, and then you have your armhole, where you want your armhole to be. I don't like my armhole when it's sleeveless touching here. It makes me really uncomfortable, so I like to cut it a little bit low. Okay, and then you have your bust measurement. It is not the fitted bust, please. It's not the fitted, but you see it has gathers here. It's not a fitted bust. So for this one I'm using the bust measurement of 50 inches. Okay, and since it's a chiffon fabric, it should really fall, it should really relax very well. So quickly we'll get started. Okay, so I've neatly laid it on the table. I folded it into 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and of course there's no zipper allowance. So for the measurements we need our length. I'll just start here, and then we'll remove whatever that is left. Normally what you're supposed to do is to remove about 5 inches, that is for this strap. okay, and start your measurement here. Now if you have done it, and we are assuming that we are starting our measurement from here, please, from here. So you measure yourself from where you want your strap, as you can see it, to begin with. That's the starting line here. Okay, now for the neck here, if you want it flat like this, you don't need to do what I'm about to do, but if you want it to go in a little bit, this is the center here, you take between 1 to 2 inches. So I'm taking 2 inches. Okay, remember I said my pit to pit is, I will use 12 inches. So I'll measure, since it's on fold, this is 12 inches. Okay, but remember we are going to be putting gathers, so I like to maybe double it. I hope you get that. So we now have 24 inches. You see it, 12 inches, that is 24 when you open it up, so that when I gather it, we now have 12 inches. Okay, now having done that, next will be to measure our armhole. My armhole, the one I'm using is 9.5. okay, now remember I said we assume we removed 5.5 inches from here. I hope you get, like we took away 5.5 like this and we started measurement. Okay, so now my armhole is 9.5 inches, so you see it well. So this is 9.5 here. So this is 9.5 here. I hope you get this part. Okay, now the bust is, I said I was going to use 50 inches. Okay, this is 50 inches. I will add allowance of 2 inches. Okay, and that's like all the measurements that we need. If you like, you can keep your own straight, but I'd like to open it up a little, the lower part this way. I hope you get it. So it has to join somewhere here. And then on the armhole. Okay. Now for this curve at the neckline, you just have to connect it. It ends some, you must not necessarily get to this armhole area. Just somewhere. Okay. Meanwhile, unless I forget, this is just 2 yards. The chiffon fabric is only 2 yards I used. You can use less if you don't want it to be very bulky. Okay. I'll just carefully notch the midpoint. Okay, so the next thing I will do now will be to cut lining for it, but it's not going to be a full lining. I'm going to use just halfway lining, not a full lining, please, just halfway. Okay, so I've cut the lining. I hope you see it. It's exactly what we have with the fabric. Alright, so next will be to go to the machine now and sew it. For this, I'm just going to put the lining at the back. Like I said, it's going to be a short lining. I don't want a full lining, just long enough to cover to this point. So I'll just put my lining like so, and then start from here, sew it this way all the way around. I'm not turning, I'll still weave it. Okay, so the way it is now, lining at the back, I will sew it like this. Okay, alright, so I've attached the lining. Like I said, this is the right side. I didn't turn anyway. I just sew from here through the armhole, the neck, and down the other side. Hope you see it. Okay, so now this is where our pit to pit measurement comes into play. Don't forget the center. So now if you have what's it called, a foot that does gathers, you use it here. But if you don't, you mustn't have everything. Like me, I don't have. So you just make a loose stitch. Use it to form your gathers like this. So you have 6 inches on this side. This is a set midpoint. 6 inches here, 6 inches here, to give us 12. I hope it's clear enough. Okay. Alright. What you did here is the same you will do at the back. So exactly what you have here, you should have at the back. 6 inches here, 6 inches on the other side. You might want to top stitch just to hold this place firmly. I think I'll do that. I'll go to the machine and top stitch so that it doesn't keep moving here and there. So when I do that, next thing will be to... Alright, so I had to go to the machine to hold it down. Sorry, I was almost whispering because my baby was sleeping, but now she's here with me. So I've held it firmly now, both the front and the back. At this stage, the next thing should be to either you knitting this armhole before closing at the two sides, but me, I always like to close, then I will fold the armhole in together at once. I hope you understand. I forgot to mention, please, since we are folding the armhole, we're needing some inches to do that. So instead of 12 inches here, I have 13. So half on each side for the folding. Okay. So like we were saying before, I will just close at the two sides like this. Of course, you know from now you don't need any measurement, even though we made the bust 50, but even if it is more than that, it will still be fine because of the style of the dress we are making. Okay, but if you like, you can still maintain the same 50 inches. This is what I mean. So I added 2 inches for allowance, so I can still continue with the 2 inches. Like this. But this is what I'm going to do, 2 inches up. As I work my way down, I will continue to narrow it down. Okay, so here is 1.5. Here is 1.5. I hope you get the twist now. See, here is 1 1/4. I hope you understand. So as you work towards the hemline, you narrow it down so that the lower part is a little bit wider than the upper part. I hope it's clear enough. So I'll now go to the machine, start with my 2 inches here, work my way down, and as I move, I reduce the 2 inches. I hope you understand until I get to the hemline. I will do the same thing at the other side. Alright, so before I go to the machine, in case you would want to put side pocket like this, okay, remember we removed 5.5 inches here. I hope you remember when we were taking our measurements. Okay, so normally this is my half length, 17 inches. I will come down by between 2 to 3 inches, so I will use 2.5 inches. So this is where my pocket is going to be, and the opening for the pocket should not be more than 7 inches. I hope you get. I hope I'm not too far. Okay, the opening for the pocket should not be more than 7 inches. Okay, so I continue with my 2 inches. So when I sew, I stop here, I come and continue here, but from here I'll take 1.5 inches. I hope you understand it. And as I work my way down, I reduce it from 1.5 to 1 1/4 to 1, and so on. Okay, so I'll mark the other side. Alright, I hope this is clear enough. So here is 2 inches, here is 1.5 inches. Okay, so I'll now go to the machine and sew it. When I finish, I will tape the armhole area. Alright, so I've joined at the 2 sides. I also folded the armhole area, as you can see. So the next thing will be to now put the strap at the neck. Remember, for this, between here and here is 12 inches, 6 on each side. For me, yours might be different. Yeah, 12 inches. Yours might be different. Now, front and back is of the same measurement, that is 24 inches. Okay, now the strap I'm using is 13 inches. Okay, the reason my own is long like this, like I explained, is because I don't like this stuff touching my pit. It makes me really uncomfortable. Okay, so but if you don't like this place being open, I mean your armhole area, if you don't like it being open, you can remember what you removed was 5.5 inches. Okay, so 5.5 at the back, 5.5 at the front will give us 11 inches. So 11 here, making 22. But what I am using is 13 inches because I want my own to drop. Okay, so 13 inches here, 13 inches here. That is 6.5 front, 6.5 back. Here, 6.5 here in the front, 6.5 at the back as well. Okay, will give you 13, 13, 26 plus this 24 here, front and back, that is 12 here, 12 here, that is 24. So if you add the two together, it will give you 50. Okay, so I have this now. This is more than 50 actually. So when I'm done cutting, I will remove the I'll remove the excesses. So you cut your strap like this. This is about 1/4 inch. Okay, that is what we're going to be using to tape this and form this strap at the same time. We are not attaching any other one. This is going to form both the taping for this front and then the strap. I hope you get that. So now I'm going to be starting at one end. This is how I'm going to be doing it. So I'd like for me to end it this way at the front, so that I'm in control of how the right side looks. Okay, so I will start attaching at the back so that I will have to fold to the front. That's what I mean. Okay, so now I'm going to fold one end of this piece of fabric like this. Before I start, I will start at any point. I don't want to start here. Okay, so I'll just start, say maybe around here, and then I will sew. When I get to this point, let me sew and get to this point. I'll come back and show you. Alright, so I'm done with it. Like I said, in starting, you fold. You see, I folded some parts to start. Okay, so when I got to this place, I measured my 13 inches, which is for the strap. Okay, and that is between here and here. Then I continued sewing again. When I got to this end as well, I did the same thing, measured 13 inches, then continued. So when I got to where I started, I just sewed on top. I just sewed more than where I'm supposed to end, so that when I'm folding, this one will sit like this. I hope you see it. So next thing I will do now will be to now fold. When folding, I will just trim off this place so that it becomes slim, so that this is able to cover it. Even as it is, it can still cover. I hope you see it. You fold and sew. For this place that is not sitting on any fabric, you just fold this way and sew. I hope you see it. I hope it's clear enough. Okay, you fold like so. Fold this way as well, and then you sew. So I'll continue it round. Alright, so I've done it, and this is what we have and what you should have if you do exactly what I did. Okay, so the next will be to just attach. I also folded the hemline, by the way. The next will be to just attach the pocket. And for the pocket, it's not difficult in any way. So I folded it into 8 inches. So all you need to do is to put your hand this way. You know the way you normally put your hand in your pocket like this. You put your hand. Make sure you have more than 7 inches between here and here. Okay, normally I like to use 10 inches, you know, because the opening of the pocket for me is 7 inches, so it should be more than 7 inches. So me, I like using 10 inches, which is here. So putting my hand this way, I'll just take the shape of the pocket, just like this. I hope you see it. It's that simple. I'll also open this place. Okay, so this is for one. I'll use it and cut the second one. Okay. Okay, so now I'll go to the machine and sew it like this. I'll leave about half an inch here and here. So I'll take half an inch and sew round this way. Okay, so I'll go and do just that and come back. Okay, now if you are done with this, all you will need to do is to open it up. There are several ways of attaching pockets, by the way, but I prefer this one. Remember, it is more than 7 inches, but the opening here is 7 inches. Okay, so you should do it in a way that you have about 3 inches here, 3 inches here on the excess. That is, you see where the stitch is. You do it this way. So you sew like this, turn over to the other side, sew, and that is all for the tutorial. Alright, so I've attached the pocket and we've actually come to the end of the tutorial. If you are still here, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. If you like our videos, help us to comment. Okay, give us your reviews and also send in requests on videos you need us to help you with. Thank you for being here, and if you are new, you are highly welcome. This is the Needle Woman. Subscribe before leaving and you will not regret doing so. So till we meet in my next tutorial, take very good care of yourself. And if you discovered anything special, any difference from my previous videos this year and this one, please, I'd like you to comment it. Let me see those who really are very observant. Okay, take very good care of yourself. I love you all from the bottom of my heart, and be nice to people. Bye.